Hey guys, this is Metiri again, and this is the the outro of the song. I put it together. This is part 5 or part 6. I don't know. It's part whatever. This is the part where I show you the outro and we EQ and compress and do sidechaining and all that fun mabble jabble. But first I'll show you the outro. It's pretty simple. Here it goes. Uh, I'll show you guys what is really going on. You have the lead. It's like the same thing as the intro, but the lead at the end, it kind of goes out further than the pads, and the cutoff is going down slowly, and that's the same, or it's not really the same, but at the last part of the bell, we do the cutoff again. At the end, you could hear it. So that was a pretty cool effect. For this wob, it's a really simple little wob. I have a sine triangle wave, 2 octaves down, all the way onto the triangle end. And it's going through this low pass filter. And I also have this smooth square, 1 octave down, which you can hear at the end. But it initially starts with the amp down. And this is what this is. The amp slowly goes up on that oscillator, so it comes up ending like more bright, so you could hear it's kind of slow. Excuse me. I also have the mixer with the track volume, just a steady line. So that was a pretty cool effect that I just thought of and wanted to kind of add. And I put the reverb all the way up. It's kind of low too, but it ends really loud, which I like. It kind of adds like this factor. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah. So now what the EQing? Okay, so why don't we make a little, or I said at the beginning I would use camel fat, which we haven't used yet, but I'll show you what it does. And like the screamer is already badass, it already sounds nasty, so I mean I'm probably not going to use this camel fat, but I'll show you what it does. If we put a camel fat on the screamer, turn off the LFO, click 2, turn off the LFO, turn off magic EQ, these P's, don't know what they do, put the mech up. Huh, maybe I will use that. Like that sounds pretty cool. So I guess I will use that. I mean, you don't need to. You don't need camel fat, But I mean, it's just distortion, and I'm going to put this on the yep to see how this sounds. Let's redo that. Ow. Turn off. Eh, 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 eh. So yeah, I guess I will use that. Okay, so anyway, let's go into the EQing. Let's start with the easy stuff. Let's EQ our bells, and let's set up a instrument rack, or not an instrument rack, an audio effect rack. Sorry, I'm failing. So let's drag an audio effect rack onto our bells, or onto my bells, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna kind of make a basic chain, and what we're gonna do is put in, first off, an EQ8 and a spectrum. And this is pretty much a basic rack. You can save this as a preset. I think I already have one, so I'll use that instead. It's like the same thing. You guys don't even have to worry about it. Okay, so we have our EQ and our spectrum. Here's the theory of equalization. You make room for every sound. You see this? It's like a line. This is like all the different frequencies we have in this line. So here's 100 hertz, 1000 hertz, 10,000 hertz. So it's like low, mids, highs. And like, let's listen to the bell, solo it. And you see how our bell is around here. It's like the most of it is a little under 1K, maybe at like 2, 3, 4 to 600 range is like the nice, like if I boosted that area, it would sound nice. So that's like, it's like, man, I'm failing so hard right now. That's like its area in this spectrum. So we want to give this area to that instrument and take out the other areas for other instruments on this instrument. So see how I went down on the sub or on the bass? Like if we do a high pass around the 100 hertz, we can make room for the bass and the kick. And we don't use that frequency anyway, so we can just cut those and keep our mix from sounding muddy. So you can see I took off some of the highs because I know I have hi-hats. This is a little boosted right here, this little area. So yeah, so your Q is how wide. Like, see, this has a wider Q or a lower Q, so it's more wide. This has a higher Q, so it's more narrow. And you could also click this and you get the spectrum analyzer right here, and you can see where they peak exactly. So that's that. For that, so that's a pretty good EQ, whatever. And now that we have that preset, we can just drag that onto all of our other tracks as we EQ. And let's listen to it. Sorry about that. So that's giving room to the bell, also giving room to the hi-hats and the bass, or the kick drum, and I might, probably not, but I might give it a little bit of sidechaining to the snare, because the frequency is kind of right where the snare is, because I know the snare, and I know it hits around the 200. Oh my gosh. I am like going off of this caffeine right now. So now onto the lead. Okay, so that's around the same area. What I did right there is I put a very high Q and I put it all the way up so I could find out where the frequency I want, or the frequencies I want to keep are, and which ones I can cut out. So I can cut out these. How about making this a little bit smaller? No, I think it was good where it was. Hold on a second. Okay, sorry, where was I? Oh yeah, so the lead is good. Now let's do the piano over here. It's probably going to be in the same frequency range, knowing my luck. Of course it is. That kind of sucks. Well, that wasn't so bad. I guess it sounds pretty good. Now, let's do the last wub. Which, honestly, it shouldn't need so much because it's not really interacting with anything. Lucky me. Okay, so there's that. So those are all EQ'd. Now the drums, I'll do the hi-hats right now because the hi-hats are actually really simple. Let's go to a part where the hi-hats are actually playing. We can pretty much cut off all that. Boost that, and now it's pretty much the same with the other ones, I'm almost positive. Oh no, this one has a little bit more body, so let's not cut off as much as we did. Let's boost that one frequency. Let's bring this back some more. Right there should be good. Let's lower this. Okay, so lastly the center one. And we could do the crashes and the ride too, those are simple. Oh, that has a lot of body to it. We don't want to lose any of that, so let's keep that like that. Around the 3 like that. Bring up the Q. Keep that lower, lower the Q. Just in case anything else has like these mids, I don't want this to be too heavy on the mids. Let's bring this up a little bit more. Okay, so now the crash. Yay, the crash. I don't want this here, do I? Oh no. Oh. I actually want to lower that because it's too high. I'm being eaten alive. Let's do the ride. Let's put 7 on, bring it over here, bring that down. Put 8 on, cut off these really high highs. Okay, I think that should sound pretty good, so let's hear. You can't tell with all this commotion. Now let's do the snare. Oops. We can keep some of the low 100s. Let's do it around the 130. Let's boost just a small amount. Turn the Q up right there on the around the 210 area because that's where it's peaking. I can actually maybe turn that up just a small amount, maybe like 2 decibels. Let's lower all this. Right there should be good. I just put it on a high shelf. Okay, so... And now the kick is interesting. Well, the kick isn't too interesting. Let's cut off all the lows that are sub. And let's boost it around there because I know it's going to hit around the 80s. That's like 85, so yeah, that's a good area to boost. Like right here would be almost perfect. 100 hertz. Let's lower it around here. If you put a high Q on 3 and you boost it on the 1K, that's where you can hear the attack. Hear it? But if we take that out, kind of gives it a little bit more. Hear it without the clickiness, or this is with the clickiness, I mean. That's without it. I usually take that part out because, I don't know, it's just a personal preference, I guess. We could lower a little bit of the deep, or like around 10K, just so it doesn't mess with the hi-hats. Okay, so this video is probably going on for quite a while. Let's do our last drop. We have a screamer, which shouldn't be too hard to EQ, so let's solo this. Let's take out all the all up to like 200 or 150, 180. This doesn't need to be bassy because remember we have the sub bass, so 180. The 1K area seems to be the nice sweet spot. Let's turn down the Q on this, put it like right here, lower, up a little bit more, Q, up. Maybe lower where the hi-hats are going to be. Put 5 down over here just to smooth everything out. Okay, so that was a pretty easy one. Let's go to our sub bass, or let's do our yup first, just so I can teach you about the sub bass, because you have to sidechain it, and it could be a pain if you don't know what you're doing. So let's turn up around here on this. Let's go to the 2, turn up the Q. Put it around the 100, lower the Q a little bit more. Open up our drums and do the kick with it too, so hold control and do solo on the kick. This one's a little tricky. You can't really tell. I guess it's just kind of like hit and miss. The reason I'm putting the bass up is because I don't have sub there, but I'm putting the 2 down because the kick is around the 100, so it doesn't muddy up. It's just barely, so I mean, that sounds pretty good to me. Let's go around here. And now let's do the sub. So what's different about the sub is you have to sidechain it. So drop in your basic EQ rack and first of all turn up the sub frequencies like that. Turn down the Q. Put the Q up on 2 and go down a little bit. And you can do a low pass. Oops. A low pass. You can do a low pass on 2 instead, and you can get. But now we have to sidechain it. So let's put a compressor on. Hold on a second. My dog is flipping out. Okay, sorry about that. So you have to add a compressor. You could put it right after Spectrum. It doesn't matter. And now press this next to the power button. Press this little arrow, and it'll open up your sidechain. So press sidechain, input, kick, EQ, click on low pass, click, or for the frequency do like 120, and you'll see now every time the kick hits, it comes up, and we can lower this down to -30. Or how about -25? Let's put our attack to 0.1. How about a normal 1 attack? Put our attack on 2 milliseconds. And now that actually sounds pretty good, so let's hear how it sounds all together. The snare is kind of struggling. So what about this part? Maybe I'll bring this back to -30. I could copy this over and put this also on the yup. But now let's put this on -20. -20 for the yup. Okay, so we have that copied still, so we can put it on the screamer. But now let's change the input to snare, and we could turn off the EQ. Let's put this to -20. How about -22? Okay, now let's mix it so it all sounds even. So mixing, just like, let's try to get the volumes all put together. Like, that's too loud. That's sounding pretty good, so I'll save this and let's hear what we have together, or what I've got all together. You guys can listen, and the next time you hear it, it'll be mastered, and I'll go through that process using Izotope Ozone 5? Yeah. So here you go. Here's the full song, all ready to go for mastering. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. I'll be doing the mastering soon. Like tonight. I did all this, so I'll be doing that again. So I hope you guys like this whole tutorial thing. I hope I'm doing a good job. I know it's kind of long, but whatever. So subscribe, like, go on my SoundCloud, hit me up, tell me about your life. What else? If you have a dog, you can comment and be like, yeah, my dog is bitchin'. Or you can post a video response with your song, because I would love to freaking hear your guys' songs. I know you guys watch my tutorials and you make music with my freaking tutorials, but you never post video responses. I want to hear your songs. I will tell everyone who I know about your song. Okay? So, come on. Stay tuned for my my mastering video. So, bye.